One very useful function in Microsoft Excel is what if analysis. And in this video, we are going to learn, what if analysis, and within what if, goal seek and data tables. And then we will do conditional formatting. So it's going to be 10-15 minutes long video. Um, Very useful tool, very useful function from Excel, but at the same time, very easy and to remember and very easy to apply. So you can apply this functionality in different scenarios. What we are going to create or develop a scenario that is going to be a loan payment. Generally, what happens that you in businesses or in individual life, you are planning to take loan. So, and we will see that when you take a fixed loan amount, then you have a certain interest rate from the bank, and then of course a certain duration, 5 years, 4 years, and you want to see that if I take, let's suppose, $30,000 at 7% interest rate, and if I have to pay it back in 5 years, so how much I should be paying per month. So monthly installment plan you can make. And then you might be interested in seeing that if not 30,000, maybe if I take 35,000, then how much would be my payment? Or maybe if it is not 7%, if it is 8%, or if it is not 60 months, which is like 5 years, if I make it, 4 years payment, then how much I would have to pay. So this type of scenario, so let's suppose that your loan amount is $30,000. Let's fix the amount as 30,000. And then you have your interest rate. And of course, interest rate is annual. It is, let's suppose that it is 7%. And your duration of the loan per month, because you want to calculate your monthly payments. So let's consider that it is a 5 years loan. 5 years loan means that you want to pay 60 installments. Okay, so let me format it. It is 60 months payment plan, and you want to see that how much will be my monthly payment. A very typical and common scenario which we need. Now, here we need to apply the function. You have two options. If you are good in writing the functions yourself, we are going to use PMT function. So you can write down the code. If you are not comfortable in writing, then we will use that window. I will show you with both of them, okay? So what you need to do, you write down is equal to, and you put PMT, and it gives you PMT function. So once you select PMT function, the first thing it asks you the rate. What is the interest rate? So I will put the 7%. And of course, 7% is for year, and I'm finding the payments per month. So I divide it with 12, and you put a comma. The second thing is NPR, which means that number of monthly payments, how much it is 60, and you put comma. And then it says present value of the loan. Present value of the loan is 30,000, which you are planning to take. And that's it. Actually, there were two more things. One is called future value and one is called type. This future value, you use that because we are actually planning to take loan 30,000 and want to pay full amount. We want to make it zero in 60 months. But let's suppose you don't want to make it zero. You only want to make like 30,000. You want to reduce it to 10,000 amount. So you are planning to pay only 20,000, but interest will be calculated on total 30,000. So if you have some residual value, like you say, I don't want to make it zero, I want to keep it until 10,000 at the end of 5 years, then in future value, you should be putting that amount. In our case, we are making it zero. So I just ignore that future value function. I put it here, it gives me $594. What does that mean? That if I take $30,000 today, and if I pay 7% interest rate and I'm making 60 monthly installments, I have to pay 594. Now 594, it comes in negative sign. If I want to see it as a positive number, so this amount, the dollar amount, the loan amount which we have taken, which is in C3, we will make it negative. So if I go here, C3 was my $30,000 loan amount. If I put it in minus, reverse it, then this number will become positive. So it means that 594 is the amount which I have to pay. Now, whenever you will change this amount, let's suppose that you say that I want 594 is too much for me. I want to pay $500, let's suppose, per month. So let's see if I convert it to 25,000, your amount changes. Or maybe I can make it 27,000 and this number is changing. Or maybe if it is 30,000, but we decrease the interest rate from 7% to 6%, this number will change. Now, you have to remember here many things. These numbers are changes, are changing continuously. And for that, we are going to use a separate thing as data table a few minutes later. But let's suppose that, I don't want to pay, this is 7% from the bank, and I need 30,000. But at the same time, I cannot pay 594. I do not afford it. I only want to pay $500 or maybe $550, let's suppose. So my goal is, now here we are going to use another function, which is called goal seek. And in goal seek, what we do that we say that this monthly payment should be 594. If you want to make monthly payment 594, then either your loan amount must go down, you must take less money, or maybe interest rate should go down, or maybe your duration will increase. Because if you say I cannot pay 594, I would be paying $500 per month, then you cannot finish it in 5 years. Maybe you will have to pay 6 years, maybe 72 months. So this is what we want to check. Now, for this thing, what we use here, you have another function here in your Excel within data function. There is something which is called goal seek. So if I come back to my data function and I go to what if analysis, in what if analysis, it says goal seek. I'm actually standing here in this cell and I go to what if analysis and I use goal seek. And what is my goal? My goal is that in C6, which is this cell, 594, I want the value to appear as 550, okay? I said that my monthly payment should be 550. So if this value I want to set at 550, something else must change. Either the loan amount should change, or the duration should change, or the interest rate should change. So they ask you, Excel asks you that, okay, if I put it 590, which value do you want to change? I say, I want to see if I want to change the loan amount. Make the change of this cell. Change the loan amount. Give me a loan which I can pay in 60 months or in 5 years with $550. And it says that 27,776. You would be only getting 27,000 in loan, which you can pay in $550 within 5 years. But then 27,000 maybe is not solving my problem. I need maybe $30,000. So I say, okay, I cancel it. I go there again to the goal seek. And this time again, I say my C6 should be 550, but this time do not change the loan amount, but change the duration. So I click on the duration and I press OK. And it will recalculate that if you want to pay $550 per month, and you want to take 30,000, then your loan you will have to pay 65, or in fact 66 payments. Okay, 65 payments of 550, and then there is one more payment which would be slightly less than. So your duration has increased. Now, if you see that thing, um, there are different scenarios which are coming. I already have tested different amounts and different periods, and probably the numbers are not there. We cannot see the numbers. We cannot make a comparison. You also might have forgotten by this time that how much amount and how much duration. We want to see all of these numbers, or you can say that all of these options with you. So let's put all of these options in one table, which we call data table. So I want to see that if I get not 30,000, maybe 25, 26, 30, 35, 40,000, maybe 48 months, 60 months, and so on. So I want to see all of these options together so that I can make a comparison, I can make some analysis and take a decision. For this purpose, we are going to use data table. So what we should do, I will just put equals to, and this cell I will bring down the number. And then I want to make table from, let's suppose, between 30,000 or 25,000 to 35,000. Okay. This is my minimum and maximum budget. Okay. So I put 25,000, 26,000, and these are the different options which I want to analyze. I just take it until 35,000. And let me, I can also, you can use formatting with dollars if you want to. It looks like this, okay? Dollar 25,000, 26,000, and you want to see that if you want at 7% with 60 payments, what would be the monthly amount? So all you need to do here is, it's pretty much easy. It's not really very much difficult. What you need to do here, see, this 594 is actually the amount which you have to pay for 60 months if you take a $30,000 loan on 7% interest. And we want to see that if we take 25,000 at 7% for 60 months, how much we have to pay per month. If we take 26,000 loan, $26,000 at 7% for 60 months, how much we have to pay. So what you need to do, you will just select this table, take it like together, 594 and all of these numbers, and go to your data option. And within data option, you have what if analysis and go to data table. So when you come to data table, there are two types of data tables in which you use one variable or you use two variables. Now I'm using single variable, and my variable is my loan amount, 25, 26, 27, 28, and so on. And that is, I have put it in the columns, okay? So this is a data table with single variable, and that single variable is my dollar amount, which is in columns. So in my column, I come in here and I have to pick up the amount, and that amount you will not pick up from here. Actually, these amounts are those ones which you have put this 30,000. This 30,000 is within these numbers, okay? So this is what your loan amount is. So you pick up the loan amount from here, 30,000, and you press OK. So as soon as you press OK, you get the numbers. Now you just need to format it a little bit. And if you want, you can put both of them as dollars. So what it looks like to you now, that if you take 25,000 loan, you get $495. If you get 26,000 loan, you have to pay $515. If you take $30,000 loan, you have to pay $594, which is the same amount up there, okay? So it just gives you multiple options for making some kind of decision making or analysis. But the thing is that we use this thing with a single variable, okay? We only consider changing the loan amount, how much will be my monthly installment. Let's suppose that you want to create a table with two variables, like, one is the loan amount, the changes in the loan amounts and the effect on my installment, and the second variable could be the loan duration. What if I try to do it at not 5 years, maybe 6 years, maybe 4 years, maybe 7 years, and so on. So for that purpose, again, we have to make another data table, and that data table, let me just put it here. What you need to do, you can copy paste, not copy paste, you can refer to that, make a cell reference, again, this 594. And below that, you can just copy paste these things. I'll just take these options, that these are the loan amounts. And then I want to see what would be the, how to say, my duration. So I want to see with 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. So 4 years is 48 months, 5 years is 60 months. And then you can just, drag it like this. Probably, okay, this is until 10 years, okay? So a loan duration I have picked up for 10 years. Now, what you need to do, pick up like this, select all of these, go to your data column, again go to your what if analysis, and go to data table. And this time you have to mention two variables here. You have row input cell and column input cell. Row input is your duration, and duration in this my original data was 60. And column input is my loan amounts, and loan amounts in my original data was 30. So I just selected these two cells and just press OK. You got the numbers. Again, these numbers look a little bit cluttered, so you can make some formatting. You can make it into dollars, and you can just remove the decimals. Generally, decimals, we are not interested. So now this is my loan amounts. and these are my durations. So if you take a $25,000 loan and you want to at 7%, you want to pay in 4 years, you will have to pay 599. As the duration you are increasing, your monthly installment is decreasing. The same $25,000 loan, if you return back, if you want to return back in 10 years time, which means 120 months, you will have to pay $290 per month. So all of your options are here. Now, too many options and decision making. Now we started with very simple thing, but we ended up with quite a lot of data, which probably is not very much helpful in understanding. Too many numbers here. Now remember, this is not only for loans and interest. Data tables you can use in many different scenarios. I'm using data tables in my monthly installments. I know my budget, okay? I can only pay between 500 to 600. Less than 500, no problem, but I want to pay 500, maximum 600. So I want to take a payment plan, or I want to take a loan amount or a month or monthly durations, which would enable me to pay back my loan from between 500 to $600. There is an amount 290. It is too little for me. I can pay more. And there is an amount 838, which is too big. I cannot pay. So I want to see something between the minimum and maximum range. The numbers which I'm interested is between 500 and $600. Now I know between 500, 600, these numbers are, three numbers are here, then few numbers are here between 500 and 600, but they are hard to, spot out. It takes time. What you can do here, now you can use a function called conditional formatting. So this time I'm only selecting these values, inside values. I'm not taking the top values. Before I took the top values also. This time, this is the data which I want to format. I come to conditional formatting, and you have highlight rules greater than. So I'm going to change their colors. I'm going to highlight them greater than. So within this data, values which are greater than 500, put them in yellow color, green fill, red fill, whatever. I just take the default. It says light red fill with dark red text. Okay, so I just pick up. So it shows me the values which are greater than 500, because the first thing I picked up greater than 500. So all the values which are greater than 500, it has highlighted for me. Then I want to also see that greater than 500 means 600, 700, 800, but I don't need them. I only need between 500 and 600. So I want to remove some values. I come back again to my conditional formatting and I say less than. Less than what? Less than say 700, because I want to pay between 600 and 700. So if I say less than 700 and I say fill it with, I don't know, with yellow text. So it makes like this. So now these are the numbers. But then I want to select those values which are exactly between 600 and 700. Okay. Did I say 600 or 700? I think, yeah, 6 or 7. I forgot, by the way, what I was selecting. Let me go back again and I say between. I want to see values between 600 and 700. Okay. Between 600 and 700. And I pick them up with, red text or red border, or you can do custom formatting. I'll take it with green. And now this is the scenario. Now, if I see values, so like I said before, that I'm only interested in amounts between 600 to 700. So these yellow values are less than 600, below. Higher values are above 700. And these are the numbers which are actually suitable for me, between 600 and 700. So these are the options. Now you can take you now, and the interesting thing about this conditional formatting is, by the way, you can change your parameters. Okay, I can just come back here and I would say that, conditional formatting, I can go there and clear rules. I would say, clear for rules from entire sheet. So I come back to my previous how to say situation without any formatting. I'm going to do formatting again for you. So let's again format them, and let's write down here. We are interested between 450, let's call it, between 500 to 600. I don't want to pay more than 600. So I'll come here, I'll go to my conditional formatting values, which are greater than 600. These values, I say, put them in red. Okay, I do it. Then I come back again and I say values which are less than 500. Come back here, values which are less than 500. Okay, and I put them there. And then now these are the values here, and these values I also want to highlight between 500. Now these are the values between 500 and 600. And I come back again and I say, okay, highlight again between. So between, I will say 500 and 600. Okay, 500 and 600, and I say color them with uh, green fill. It is done. Now I know that my values, which are between 500 and 600, these are the options. Okay, this is the most feasible options available for me. I can take 30,000 loan, I can pay back in 60 months or in 72 months, six, between 5 years or 6 years. The interesting thing about this conditional formatting is that as you will change your variables here, you would notice that this table will reformat itself. Let's suppose the loan is not 7%, the loan is, let's call it, 9%. So as soon as I put it 9%, these cells will shift itself. Or let's suppose that the loan is 5%, it will again shift itself. So conditional formatting is also very interesting function. So what we learned from here, that your loan payments PMT function we learned. Then we went to our goal seek function. If we want to fix this amount to a certain number, then we said, okay, not only this, fixing the amount, I want to see all the options. We did our data table with single variable, and then we did our data table with multiple variable. Not really very difficult, very quick, very fast, and very helpful. In fact, very helpful. So this is all with this short video, and I think that it would benefit you a lot.